I gotta turn that light off. It's shining over there. Let me see if I can turn on this light. You know, you think you got everything ready. I feel like a Skip Smith. Oftentimes, Skip will do his video, and then he starts fumbling with the camera. You know, like that. But anyway, we'll make we will make do. So here it is, Saturday morning. You know, and boy, there was a day when Saturdays I would just be getting home about this time. You know, it's about 5. Boy, that tastes good. Starbucks instant coffee. Um, there was a time in my life when I would just be getting home at about 5 a.m. in the morning. Boy, I had some fun times back then. You know, I was a bar fly. I was a bar fly. I would go out. It didn't matter where I was living. I would go out on a Sunday night, Monday night. No, not Monday night, but usually I would go out like Wednesday through Sunday or something like that. Always used to always go out. I had this long curly hair down to my shoulder and what have you. I used to go out and do dancing all night long and all that kind of crap. Now you got to drag me onto a dance floor, interestingly enough. But boy, you know, I've come to a fork in the highway. And you know, there may be some of you around the world that watch these videos and think, what the hell is he talking about, a fork in the highway? So a famous there was a famous baseball player in the United States called Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra. And Yogi Berra had all types of mannerisms. And he used to say, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Take the fork. But implying that it was an eating utensil. But nonetheless, so I find myself in a situation now where I check out of this place tomorrow morning. And this place is great. This place is wonderful. It's got everything. It even has a toaster here. But I check out of this place tomorrow morning, and I had every intention to go down to the Algarve. The Algarve is the southernmost southernmost point of Portugal, and it's very, very popular during the summer. Its inhabitants is about 450,000, but it swells to over 1 million in the summer months because everybody comes from England and Germany and the Netherlands and what have you down there. And there was a report in the United States recently that the Algarve is the best place to retire in the world. So there is the Algarve is it's right on the ocean. It's right. Well, Portugal is right on the ocean for that matter. but the Algarve is supposed to be just some beautiful, beautiful coastline. Interesting thing is this time of year, there's basically nobody there. I'd have the locals all to myself. You know, I'd have the locals all to myself, and they've got these resorts there. You know, they apparently have these beautiful resorts with jacuzzis, and swimming pools and what have you. And you know what appeals to me about the Algarve is to be quite honest with you, the beauty and the quiet and the ability to get some work and soak in a jacuzzi in the morning and rest my weary bones, and all that kind of stuff, and just go to the coastline. The coastline, with, like I've said in other videos, the coastline, the ocean, sitting on a hill overlooking the ocean, has such an impact on me, or an effect on me. It's similar to me at going out on a clear night, when you're camping and looking up at the stars. It's those two things, looking out at the vastness of the ocean, or the depth of the stars are the things that really elevate my soul, if you will. That's a saying that I came across some times ago. Elevate my soul, and I'll throw that question out there to you. What elevates your soul? Meaning, what brings you such joy that your soul just seemingly jumps out of your body and just floats above you? What elevates your soul? For me, what elevates my soul really is, as I said, the vastness of the ocean, the magnificence of the stars, or or listening to like just listening to something like Vivaldi's Four Seasons or something like that. That kind of stuff just elevates my soul. I wonder what the hell elevates Skip Smith's soul. I don't know. I don't know if Skip Smith's got a soul, but I give you a lot of hard time. But just think of all the subscribers that I'm driving to your YouTube channel. Just think of it, Skip. All these people are flocking to your YouTube channel, Skip Smith The Villages. So don't complain, all right? But I'd be curious to know, those of you out there, what elevates your soul? What brings you the most joy in life? But anyway, so back to the fork in the highway. One option is to go south, go to the Algarve. If I go to the Algarve, I'm going to have to I'll want to rent a car. That's one option, to go to the Algarve. The other option is, interestingly enough, in the last couple of days, I've heard it time and time again, go to Porto. Go to Porto. Porto. Go to Porto. You gotta go to Porto. And I'm reading up on Porto. It's the second largest city in Portugal, and it looks beautiful as well. It's not on the ocean; it's on a river, and it's a big city. And from the whole video perspective, doing videos and all that kind of stuff, maybe Porto is the place to go. But then again, it's busy. It's busy and all that kind of stuff. I actually thought about doing both. I thought about going up to Porto for a couple days. Going up to Porto for a couple days and then coming down and getting a car and going down to the Algarve. That could be a possibility as well. But if I go to Porto, I'd take the train. The train would be about a 3-hour ride up to Porto. So I could always take the train up to Porto, and maybe spend 2 or 3 days, and then come down and rent a car and go down to the Algarve or something like that. Anyway, we will see. But as it plays out, I probably will. I probably will end up going to the Algarve. I think we'll see. You'll wake up or be going to bed, depending on where you're at, on Sunday morning, or Monday morning rather, Sunday night, and find out what I decided to do. So, talking about another fork in the road, I got dumped last night. I got dumped by the lady in Budapest. And it's interesting because I'm not going to mention this lady's name, but I had just met this lady not all that long ago, and it was one of those situations where you feel like you're in an overnight relationship. It's just like you wake up one morning and you didn't even realize it, but you find yourself in a relationship. And so I caught the heat yesterday. I caught the heat last night because I had I think mentioned her in a video or something like that, and she was quite upset, to say the least. So she sent me a dear Tom text. So as opposed to it, back in the day, you'd get a Dear Tom letter. Now you get a Dear Tom text. Or is it Dear John? I don't know. But anyway, I got a Dear Tom text saying that we wouldn't be a good couple. So, So now I have to give that some thought, because that was one of I have a return ticket to Budapest, and for all intent and purpose, I intend to return to Budapest, if only because that's where I want to start doing the Christmas markets, and she was going to go with me down to Zagreb for the Christmas market, but I have a room booked in Zagreb on December 1st, and I thought that what I'll do is I'll go back to Budapest for a week. Go back to Budapest for a week, and then I'm trying to decide. I may very well just take the train to Zagreb, and then that Sunday take another train and go to Ljubljana. And then from Ljubljana, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll look at airfares, or I'll do something. Maybe I want to find my way I'm thinking maybe I want to find my way by bus or train to Munich. If I can find my way to a city like Munich, where they got the large international airport, I could then rent a car and then rent a car for about 10 days and go do my 12 days of Christmas markets, stopping in like Zurich, Basel, Strasbourg, Paris, Bruges, Belgium, Amsterdam, and then just return the car back to Munich and fly home. So that's the thinking with that. The other thing the other interesting thing is that I think I found the problem that I've been having with my website. For those of you that have been following that whole thing, so my website, my client's website sit on a server, and basically when somebody types in ABC Auto Care into their browser, a request, it's called a request, like somebody's knocking on the door. The request goes through the internet and it knocks on the door of the server. And the server opens up the door to see who's knocking. In this case, it would be ABC Auto Care is knocking. So the server then connects to the database, and it tries to get all the information out of the database for ABC Auto Care's website. I'm putting this in layman's terms, all right? So the server opens the door and says, who's there? And the request says, I'm abcautocare.com. And the server then connects to the database and provides all the information. Well, what's been happening with my server is that my hosting company, where my server is located, tells me that I have too many open database connections. There's too many. Every time the database connection gets opened, connect to the database, it allocates memory. The server allocates memory to that process, if you want to call it that. And they tell me too many database connections are open and they're not being closed. All right. So that was one thing. And then, anyway, so long story short, I'm not going to go on with this, but apparently I was poking around last night. I actually logged into the actual server itself, and I was just, I don't even know enough to make myself dangerous, but I was just poking around the server. And what I was able to come to the conclusion of is that every website has what's called an IP address, an IP, Internet Protocol IP address. And while you may be able to type in www.abcautocare.com, there's hackers out there who know that abcautocare.com is pointed to a particular IP address or something like that. So they can try to send a request to that server. Well, long story short is my server has been subject to, as most websites are, has been subject to just a relentless onslaught of hacker attacks. People trying to get in, people trying to penetrate my defenses, so to speak. And so anyway, it's my coding, because basically people are hitting the server they're hitting the server, and I'm connecting to the database to see if there's a website for that request. And when there is no website, I'm leaving that connection open. I'm leaving that connection open. So basically, and I'll wrap this up, but if you type in www.abcautocare.com and you hit enter, that request goes through to the server. The server opens the door. It sees the request for abcautocare.com. It connects to the database. There's a website in the database for abcautocare.com, and it sends back the information. And then it closes the connection. Well, what's happening is that the request from these hackers is coming in, and it's making the servers connecting to the database. It's making a trip to the database, but there's no website home. So it basically breaks the server, and it never closes the connection. Does that make sense? So anyway, that's just kind of the stuff that you got to deal with. But anyway, so with all that being said, I'm going to get on with my day today, and I'm going to do some work. And boy, if I solve that problem with the hacking thing, if that is in fact the problem, I will be one happy traveler. I got to tell you, because nothing like going to bed at night not knowing if you're going to wake up, knowing all your clients' websites are down. But anyway, so that's about it. But I'm going to spend today I'm going to go to the tower. There's some tower here right on the water. I still haven't seen the water. I've been in Lisbon, and other than from my balcony, I still haven't seen the water yet. Haven't been down to the waterfront. So I'm going to go down to the waterfront and do a video of the tower. And then tonight I'm going to try to find myself a place where they're singing. One of those restaurants, Fiordo or Vado or whatever it's called. See if I can't find my way into one of those restaurants where they're singing, and maybe do a video. Maybe I'll sing as well. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. All right, take good care. Okay, bye-bye.